Today I wanted to travel the globe finding exclusive Pokemon cards from all across the world. So let's start with Japan, which has a plethora of exclusive Pokemon cards, with some of my favourite being the Pokepark cards or the Pokemon Rumble cards. The Pokepark cards are actually really cool, as they are called the Pokepark Premium Files, with each file containing 9 out of 18 available Pokemon. You had the Pokepark Forest Collection, and then the Pokepark Blue Collection. The Forest Collection included cards like Celebi, Latias and Latios, and even Whismur. Within the Blue Collection, you had primarily legendary Pokemon like Entei, Lugia, Rayquaza, Tauros. Wait, Tauros? As for Pokemon Rumble, while yes we did get this set in English, the Japanese version of this set contained 3 extra cards: Pachirisu, Croagunk, and Eevee. But as I said, everyone knows about the Japanese exclusives. Let's move on to some far weirder exclusives, such as this weird Brazilian exclusive. 151 was a very popular set, and was flying off the shelves faster than it could be restocked. However, within Brazil, they got an exclusive Jumbo Gold Mew card from 151. This card was never printed in English, and certainly was not available in any English-speaking country, making it a very weird promo. Now let's cross the ocean and go and see our European exclusive cards, mainly cards exclusive to Spain, Germany, and France. Art Academy promotions do happen all over the world, which makes cards that are released promotionally from various countries really sought after, such as this Spanish Pikachu, French Kecleon, and German Mew cards. These cards can sell for a pretty penny in the West, mainly due to how rare they actually were with a very limited print run. France got various other exclusive Pokemon cards, such as a French version of Pop 9 Pikachu, which had a holo effect, something that no other country in the world received. France also clearly has some weird obsession with Jumbo cards, as they have a lot of exclusive Jumbo cards, such as the Shadowless Jumbo Jungle Pikachu. This is the only example of a Jumbo version of this card, and the image we have of this is really off-centered. Let's talk about Portuguese cards quickly. Some Portuguese cards have some pretty weird holo effects. However, one that appears on numerous of these cards is the exclusive Saturn holofoil effect, with a mark that looks like the planet Saturn. Sweden also has a really interesting exclusive Pokemon card from the Delta Species set, a non-holo version of Delta Species Pikachu. I have no idea why this one would be exclusive to Sweden. It was most likely some kind of error within the printing process for cards being distributed in Sweden that forgot to put the holo effect onto the card. However, this is not the only Pikachu today, as we also have this weird design decision for a card that is exclusively found in Dutch. The first Pokemon movie was a huge success. However, to celebrate the first movie reaching cinemas in the West, Wizards of the Coast released a WOTC promo for Pikachu. But if you lived in a Dutch-speaking country, you had an exclusive version of this card, with a little Pikachu tail symbol in the position of the first edition symbol. This exclusive detail seems so minute and honestly could be an error during the printing process. Let's take a quick break of country hopping to focus on cards found exclusively in China. China gets a lot of exclusive cards, whether this is a result of China's strict foreign media censorship, or just an attempt for Pokemon to make cards that appeal more to a Chinese audience. So let's talk about Pokemon Go. Given that Pokemon Go does not exist in China, they had to recreate the entire Pokemon Go set exclusively for the Chinese audience. This meant that cards like the Radiant Venusaur, Radiant Eevee, and even Snorlax had entirely new designs that honestly look really cool. This set did, however, reuse the Rainbow Rare cards. The set also had an exclusive name, Brave Stars. China also weirdly got full art versions that were exclusive for Venusaur and Blastoise V. China spent quite a few years printing some pretty large sets in order to catch up with the TCG. But one thing they did that got pretty popular in the West was the gem collection boxes they were releasing, with exclusive cards based on Pokemon Horizons and the Paldean starters. Some of these cards are really cool, and they're not even that expensive to get in the West at the moment, so I would definitely grab this card while you can. To celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Pokemon cards coming to China, they also released a Pokemon card filled with fan favourites like Zoroark, Mew, Charizard, and of course, Pikachu, with this traditional Chinese Pokemon card, which is a must-have for any TCG Chinese fan. Or maybe even the exclusive Arceus V alternate art that they got in China, which had a Legends Arceus stamp on it to celebrate the release of the newest game in the franchise at the time. Purchasing Pokemon Snap in China would reward you with a stamped Tyranitar V, featuring the Pokemon Snap logo on the left of the card. This is the only card to be printed with the new Pokemon Snap logo. As an avid Pokemon Snap enjoyer, this is a card I will probably be adding to my collection. But let's move on to some other countries, starting with Korea. South Korea has a few Pokemon that are really popular, with the one at the top arguably being Zeraora. Zeraora has a lot of cards from Sword and Shield that could have been easily considered when they were trying to come up with an exclusive. However, they chose to just put a stamp on a regular holo Zeraora. This card came from the promotional pack for the Pokemon Power of Us movie. However, if Zeraora is not exactly your cup of tea, Korea also had 2 exclusive holo versions of Espeon and Umbreon. While yes, these cards were printed in English, the holo design on the Korean cards is entirely exclusive. This trend also continued into the plasma sets for Black and White, with both Plasma's Umbreon and Glaceon getting exclusive holo prints for their cards again. But if a holo change is not enough for you to want this exclusive card, how about a Gold Border Heart Holo? This card is a must-have if you enjoy collecting country-exclusive Pokemon cards, or maybe even a Genesect given out at an exclusive Winter Carnival event in Korea in 2013. During the carnival, kids, or collectors, would have to complete a miniature task or scavenger hunt. Korea is not the only Eastern country to get promos though, as we also got promos in Thailand, found in an exclusive seaweed snack pack called Tao Kei Noi. This promotional pack included cards like Pikachu, Dratini, the Kanto starters, and more, with the logo for the Tao Kei Noi snack printed on the card as well. Thailand also had an exclusive Arceus V, similar to the one we got in China, except this time it was commemorating a Thailand exclusive championship, where every winner would get one of these stamped cards. If you thought the seaweed stamped cards were weird, this next exclusive card from Indonesia will really quite surprise you. Despite being based on a state in America, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, is very popular in some parts of Asia, such as Indonesia. Indonesia had an exclusive KFC logo stamped Eevee card, so if you love the kernel, this card may be for you. Indonesia also had a KFC stamped version of Pikachu, containing the Galarian starters. This is a full art promo which is weirdly non-holo. Every other print of this card throughout the world has had a holo effect. In early 2024, Pokemon Taiwan and Hong Kong announced the Victini Battle Tournament using Paradox Rift Packs, or as it's known locally, Raging Surf. The prize for this tournament was a special illustration rare for Victini, which featured various fan favourite Pokemon like Plusle, Gengar, Tapu Koko, Garchomp, and Donphan for some reason. This card is really cool. Did you know that Taiwan also has its very own Pokemon Center? And to celebrate the grand opening of Pokemon Center Taipei, they created a Pokemon card of Pikachu, much like the Japanese Pokemon Center versions, with this card reflecting traditional Taiwan values, albeit a bit minimalistically. Let's also talk about the various special delivery cards. 3 Pokemon cards were created for orders made on the Pokemon Center website. As this site primarily serves Canada, England, and the USA, 3 versions of special delivery cards were made. Canada got the special delivery Pikachu, America got the special delivery Bidoof, and then the UK got a special delivery Charizard. Technically, there was also a Pokemon card exclusive to the Netherlands that still to this day hurts to bring up: the Van Gogh Pikachu. This card broke to the internet and caused hundreds of scalpers to flock to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. This card caused widespread chaos throughout the streets of Amsterdam and sold out almost immediately. And what better way to end off this video than by talking about all of the Poncho Pikachu cards that are exclusive to Japan. These cards are some of the most adorable promotional cards on the planet, and feature Pikachu dressing up like the Mega Pokemon. You have regular cards that have Pikachu, Poncho, Slowbro, Lucario, and Ordino, to the full art cards for the Mega Charizard evolutions, as well as Mega Rayquaza. Pokemon really went way too hard when they were designing these cards.